Hi guys, so today I am here to do the new to Booktube tag. This tag was created by Trina over at Between Chapters, and I will link her channel and the tag down below. Now, I know I'm not necessarily new to Booktube per se. I mean, my first book video was uploaded I think like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I'm not sure. But I only recently started regularly participating in Booktube. So I kind of felt like maybe I should do that today since I did not do Top 5 Wednesday this week. The theme was, I think it was intimidating reads or intimidating books or something like that, and I recently just did the intimidating TBR pile tag. So I kind of felt like I'd already just done that. So anyway, all reasoning aside, here is the new to Booktube tag. Question number 1 is, where are you joining us from? I am from Florida in the United States. The second question is, how old are you? I am 22. I will be turning 23 in July. The third question is, why did you join Booktube? And to be perfectly honest, I don't know. I don't really have a reason. I've always enjoyed making videos. I've been on YouTube for I think 7 years now, and I've always enjoyed making any kind of content. I started off making comedy videos with my friend, but they were really stupid because we were like 13. So actually, you know what? I've been on YouTube a lot longer. I've been on YouTube I think 8 years. Because I remember we were like 13 and 14 when we started doing our videos. So yeah, I've always enjoyed it. But as far as, you know, Booktube itself, I think it's more like because I wanted to do content I could regularly produce, like regularly put out. And one of my hobbies is reading, and it's definitely something I love to talk about, and it was definitely something that I knew I could put into a channel and make something out of it, you know, I can make content for it on a semi-regular basis. Fourth question is, what is the meaning behind your channel name? And my channel name was originally Meggie and Risa, which I think that's still how you can search my channel is Meggie and Risa. That started because it was actually book related. In the book Inkheart, which is one of my favorite books, the mother-daughter duo is Meggie and Risa, and thus that's what I gave my channel name, even though I didn't even start off making Booktube content. And then now with words and stuff, I changed it a little just to kind of separate myself from the Meggie and Risa tag that I've had all this time. Words and stuff I thought kind of fit. I read a lot, and I write, and so I'm constantly using a lot of words, and I'm kind of a rambler and a talker, so I definitely use a lot of words on a day-to-day basis. And then every now and then I upload a vlog. I go to Disney a lot, and so I upload little vlogs here and there of just my random trips, and so that's kind of where the and stuff comes in. But yeah, so that's how I got words and stuff. Fifth question is, what type of books do you read, and what type of books do you want to talk about on your channel here? So I tend to read a lot of fantasy, science fiction. I've recently been reading a lot of historical fiction. I'm kind of all over the place. I don't really have a specific genre that I stick to, but I think more than anything it tends to be fantasy and sci-fi. And then as far as what I want to talk about here, it's really just whatever I'm currently reading. If I'm, you know, participating in any kind of tag or readathon, it'll be centered around that. But for the most part, it's just going to be whatever I'm currently reading. So it'll most likely be a lot of different, you know, fantasy and sci-fi. I write fantasy, so that is kind of where I tend to drift off towards. The next question is, who are some of your favorite authors? My favorite authors are, I love Susanna Kearsley. I've made a video about that before. I loved the Lunar Chronicles. So far I've loved everything Marissa Meyer has written. I love the Outlander series, so I am a big fan of Diana Gabaldon. I really, I'm like looking at my shelves right now to see. I really do like the Selection series, so I do like Kiera Cass as well. Madeleine L'Engle was always a big favorite of mine growing up, and I still really enjoy her books when I go back to them. Alethea Contis is really great. She wrote the Woodcutter Sisters series, and she's still currently writing the Woodcutter Sisters series. And she has like different children's books and different anthologies that she's participated in, so I really do enjoy Alethea Contis. J.R. Marrow, which is the pen name of my grandmother. She wrote Solaris Storm. I'm really obviously a huge fan of her. Robin McKinley is a really good one. And then I do love the classics. I love Charlotte Bronte. I love Jane Austen. Terry Goodkind, writer of the Sword of Truth series. I flipping love that series so much. Definitely one of my favorites. So I guess that kind of makes him a favorite author of mine. Cornelia Funk, if I'm saying that right, she wrote the Inkheart trilogy as well as Dragon Rider and The Thief Lord, and those are the only ones I've read, and then she has a couple other books out that are middle grade level. But I really do I love Inkheart and that whole world she built. That is one of my all-time faves. So yeah, I kind of don't really have one specific favorite author, and I have multiple favorite authors. I also really enjoy Sarah Addison Allen. She writes adult contemporary magical realism, I guess, if that's a thing. It's kind of all in one. Because some of her books tend to sway a little away from the magical realism and stick more to contemporary, but yeah, anyway, Sarah Addison Allen is a really good one that I absolutely love. I've never read a book by her that I didn't enjoy. The next question is, what's the last book that you read? A couple of days ago, I actually finished Hamilton the Revolution by Lin-Manuel Miranda, as well as Star-Crossed by Josephine Angelini. I finished those both on the same day, so those were the last two books that I read. The next question is, what are you currently reading? Currently, I am participating in Authorathon, and right now the book I am reading, it was for the challenge of giving an author a second chance, so I am reading Atlantia by Ali Condi. I'm not that far into it. I'm only on the second chapter, so I really can't give any judgments just as of yet. But so far, within these first few pages, I do like it better than I liked Matched, so hopefully giving Ali Condi a second chance turns out to be a good thing. The next question is, what do you use for bookmarks? I kind of tend to grab whatever's lying around that's flat unless I have access to one of my bookmarks. Right now in Atlantia is a Sailor Moon trading card of Sailor Jupiter. This is currently the bookmark I am using in Atlantia. And I also am right now using this Sassenach bookmark that I got in my Outlander box. That right now is in Siege and Storm, but I'm not actively reading it just because I'm trying to get through my TBR for Authorathon. The next question, or statement rather, is show us your TBR pile. My TBR pile, hold on, let me grab it. Okay, this is my current TBR pile. Some of these are for Authorathon, some of these are just because I need to get to them. I have here Siege and Storm, which is book 2 in the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, With Malice by Eileen Cook, This Shattered World, which is book 2 in the Starbound trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, The Firebird by Susanna Kearsley, and The Madwoman Upstairs by Catherine Lowell. Not pictured is Wishing Day by Lauren Miracle. I actually just got that as an ARC yesterday, so that will be added. That and With Malice are probably the ones I'm going to get to the quickest after Authorathon, just because those are ARCs and I need to get to them. So yeah, that's my TBR pile. It's shameful, I know. It's a disgrace. The next question is a series of questions, and do you prefer hardbacks to paperbacks? That one's kind of tricky for me. I like hardcovers if I am A, getting it signed, B, cannot wait for the book to come out in paperback, I need it now, or C, if I have, like let's say I have the first two in paperback, and then the third one's going to be in hardcover, and I know I'm going to need the rest in hardcover, I am compulsive and tend to just buy them all in hardcover and then get rid of my paperback copy, or I'll keep it and use that as a copy to lend out to people. But as for reading, I do tend to enjoy paperbacks more. I think they're easier for me to read. But yeah, so that one's kind of tricky. I do like them both. The Only time I'll ever really, like I said, go out of my way to get a hardcover is if I need it or if I'm getting it signed. Then I will absolutely purchase a hardcover. Do you prefer ebook or physical copy? I absolutely prefer a physical copy to a book. I do have a Nook. I do use the Nook, but I only use the Nook if I cannot get that book in physical format. For example, on my ebook, I have like the Roswell High series. That series is super expensive to buy now because it's out of print. So I do have that on my Nook. Or if it's like a book that I'm not crazy about, don't really necessarily need a physical copy because I know I'm probably not going to like it, I will buy it in e-format just because I know eventually I'd like to read it. Like, for example, I have the Throne of Glass series that is on my Nook right now. I've got books 1, 2, and I think I have 3 as well. That is a series that I have currently shelved, though I will not be finishing it until I know how it ends. And as dramatic as that sounds, that is because I am a huge fan of Kale, and that boy just gets thrown into the worst situations, and I just want to know if it ends well for him. If it ends well for him, then I will pick up the rest of the series and read it. And then the last in the do you prefer is, do you prefer owning or borrowing? I absolutely prefer owning. I don't even go to the library if I can avoid it. In fact, I'm actually currently boycotting my local library because they say I owe them $21 and I know I don't. They're saying I return books 5 weeks late. I've never once in my life returned a book that late, and so I'm just kind of refusing to participate in the library. But I absolutely prefer owning it. I love rereading books all the time, and it's really hard to do when you borrow it from the library and you're on a long list of people. So yeah, definitely prefer owning it. The next question is, what book or series got you into reading? And it wasn't a book, it wasn't a series, it was more like a team of people. I've been reading ever since I learned how to read, but I only learned how to read thanks to the joint efforts of my mother, my grandmother, and my babysitter. I've been reading since I was, I think, 3 years old, and haven't stopped since. I know growing up I was always a really big fan of the Magic Treehouse series. I started that when I was 4 years old. My grandmother bought me Dinosaurs Before Dark. So I always, when I'm at work, I always introduce that series to parents because I think it's a great series for kids, and it always kept me interested when I was younger. One of the things my mother used to do is she used to buy me the classics. She bought me Secret Garden, A Little Princess, Call of the Wild, A Wrinkle in Time. All those books are thanks to my mother. So, like I said, it was like a trio of people that helped me get into reading, and I haven't stopped since. The next question is, how did you discover Booktube? I accidentally, I guess, did, because I posted a review for a book, and I didn't even realize that was really a thing at the time. But I posted a review for Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. And then I dropped off the face of the YouTube earth for a very long time, and Alyssa over at Books and Cats had started booktubing again, or had started booktubing rather, which kind of got me into watching it again, and then I started participating in it again. So it was both an accident and thanks to Alyssa. The next question is, what challenges do you think you'll face on your own channel? And I think my biggest challenge right now is both trying to come up with content and also trying to make this regular. I do work full time, but I always have days off where that's what I've been trying to do now is film. So yeah, I think that would probably be my biggest challenge per se, is just getting content, like creating content and actually doing it regularly. The last question is, where else can we find you? So that would be social media. I do have a bookagram account, I guess you could call it, at Instagram, and that is Words and Stuff 93. And then I also am on Twitter under Ashes, the number 2, Ashes 93. As soon as I can change that, I will. I just haven't had the time. And then on Tumblr, my Tumblr URL changes a lot because I switch back and forth between 2. But right now I am under Lord Lallybroch for Outlander because it's that time of year. Lord Lallybroch is Lordlallybroch. Lallybroch, I think. I will link you down below. And then I am also on Goodreads, just under my name. And as usual, all of these things will be down in the description box for you. if you would like to come in contact with me on any other forms of social media. So that was the new to Booktube tag. I don't really necessarily want to tag anyone specific. I will tag Mel over at That Girl Bookworm because I know she wants to do this tag. But otherwise, if you are new to Booktube, then obviously you should do this tag. Let us get to know you. Let's all get to know each other. Again, this tag was created by Trina from Between Chapters. All links and everything that I've mentioned will be linked down below. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let's be friends. I love having friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!